Okay.
Volume is perfect.
No.
Fuck you. So I'll count us down in 3, 2, 1. We're back. Miguel, my friend, how's it going?
I am great. I'm doing good. I've had a pretty good weekend this past weekend, and
Chambeando nomás.
Chambeando, man. Chambeando.
I didn't play shit. See, no one likes me anymore. It's awesome.
It's awesome. It's great.
Yeah. Well, we got ourselves... I don't have the scotch with me, but I gotta finish the rest of this tequila. It cost me money, so fuck it.
Fuck it. PlayMariachi.
PlayMariachi. Salud. That's not bad at all.
Yes, sir.
Much better than the shit you normally get, right? When you go play at the what's the planta that we used to play at here? At Cerveza Salsa or whatever the hell it was. Like, ugh.
Oh yes,
What's
yes.
the cuervo?
No, Hornitos, bro.
Hornitos, that's the shit.
They're rough.
Yeah, I'd rather just not drink than to drink that shit. It's horrible. So, been a long time. Well, not a long time. It feels like a long time. We for the viewers that are watching the podcast, we missed this past weekend. Had gigs, family. I had engineering homework that I needed to get done. It was it's been a very busy 7 days. I got into a car accident.
What?
Someone hit my car in the parking lot. He was cool about it. He fessed up. He's like, hey, it's totally my fault. He didn't dispute it in the insurance, and so now it's getting fixed. And I'm just like,
oh, shit.
Chingado, man. Phoenix. People in Phoenix can't drive. Imagine trying to get to gigs in Phoenix.
Did he bang up that knee again?
No, my knee is good. So, yeah, over the last month, I've injured my neck, my knee, my car. That's about it. Everything's healed up, though, man. I went training on Monday. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't get too fat while I couldn't train for 2 weeks. A little fat, but not too bad. I was able to at least not die. Jiu-jitsu, man. Jiu-jitsu's where it's at.
All right.
Did you ever train a martial art?
No.
No? Nada? Just trying...
I'm natural. I
was about to say you're just a natural fighter,
I'm just
right?
Natural fighter, man. Well, let's just say I watched a lot of kung fu movies. In my mind, I think I can do the praying mantis.
In my mind, I fuck everybody up in the room. And a fight breaks out, and you see me getting punched out. Like, oh shit!
Yeah, I've seen Ip Man many times, so I feel like
you could do the wushu, Wing Chun. Yeah.
I can stand. Well, if you turn this stool upside down, maybe I can step on it.
You can step on it, do the Ip Man walk.
Ip Man walk. Yeah,
man. No, jiu-jitsu is pretty legit, man. If you're ever looking to do something other than lift weights or work out, I highly recommend it. It's I find that after I train, I am not as stress bottled up and pent up about life in general. It's just like everything is chill, everything is fine, no big deal. Because I just spent an hour and a half fighting for my life, trying to not get off me, get off, because they go for you, man.
Oh, yeah.
They go for you. I've been training I've been training since I was a kid. I started out when I was about 4 or 5 years old with my dad, and off and on, different styles. I did boxing, I did judo, jiu-jitsu, and I never did Brazilian jiu-jitsu because when it got popular in the early 2000s, I'm just like, I don't want to do it. Everyone's flocking to it, right? I'm like, that's fine, whatever. I'm not going to be an MMA fighter. I'm too fat and I'm old. There's no way. And going back to it, it's like, it's legit, dude. It's like just so, yeah, they come after you. They're nice about it. They're like, we're not going to try to hurt you, but I'm going to put all my weight on you so you can't breathe. Just take this hand right here and get it right up in your lapel, and then I'm going to squeeze.
Well, I think that's good. You got to feel what you're going to be, putting on other people.
Yeah, and I'm very ginger about it. I think I'm a little too ginger. Someone told me a few weeks ago, like, really push it, dude. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then I pushed it. They're like, ugh. I was just like, I'm a big boy, man, and I'm not a klutz either. I've been, I can move my weight a little bit. Anyway, back to the mariachi topic. So, what do we want to talk about? We wanted to address a couple of questions. Mm-hmm. You got the usual gripes that you want to get out there.
You know me and my gripes. But I think this gripe that I have is going to be very, very, very much relatable, like most of our topics. So
thank you to the viewers, by the way, watching the PlayMariachi Podcast. Follow us on Facebook at PlayMariachi. I got that all set up. We got a new logo that I'm coming out with. It looks pretty dope. You guys give us some feedback. Hopefully we sell some merch right?
Yes.
Some PlayMariachi merch.
Yes, definitely.
Make some money. No, I'm just playing. We ain't gonna make shit. We're gonna buy a bunch of shirts. No one's gonna buy them. We're gonna be stuck with them. Like, oh,
you guys suck.
You guys suck, man. We got a new group. All of a sudden, we're forming a group. How did this happen?
Yes, sir.
God damn. All right.
Well, it's gonna be pretty cool.
I think
it's gonna
so.
be pretty cool. It's a good concept. It's, a lot of the people that I've talked to, including obviously the guests that we've had here, so that we're not just trash talking Phoenix and just saying, well, this all the negative stuff. I mean, you guys have heard it. Those of you watched our podcast have already heard, from OG Phoenix members,
Phoenix born mariachis. Yeah,
so.
And they're all bored.
They're very bored. There's just, I'm sorry. You said they're all bored.
They're bored too. Yeah,
they're bored of what's going on here. Yeah.
That's kind of the sentiment that we did get. It's like, fuck, this is usual.
No, they
thing,
are. They're tired of it. They're just tired of it, and I think they're all in agreement. It's time for a change. So hopefully, this our group, can motivate. Just motivate. It's not like we're gonna come out here and say, "Oh yeah, hey, we're gonna be the best chingon one here."
Ever.
Hell no, of course not.
No, we're gonna suck
Me and you
ass
are still
first.
learning. Yeah, we're probably gonna suck ass, but hey, it's the concept of what there needs to be a change.
We're gonna try
Mariachi,
old school.
What's our name? Mariachi
Revolucion.
That's right.
Join the revolution, baby. Get down. Get down with the revolution. I don't know why we come up with that. It seems fitting.
Yeah,
Just a couple of Tucson and Phoenix-born musicians trying to say, all right, Yaquis, enough, right? We get it, Tucson people. You guys think you're the shit. We get it, Phoenix people. You guys think you're the shit because all you play is talon. All right. I said it. Oh, shit. For viewers watching the podcast for the first time, Jason likes to say some shit, and I don't have a filter. Like, I've tempered it. I could say a lot worse things, but then that's where it's like, okay, now you're getting into fights, and then you don't want to do that. People call you out. I've been called out a time or two. It's like, okay, let's do it.
No, I've been called out many, many, many times.
You want to get out the measuring tape? Let's lay them on the table.
No, but see, I'm glad that you when you express yourself, you don't sound uneducated, where you're just like, nah, just cuss the whole entire time.
Right.
And you make no sense. You don't have a point.
I know how to articulate what's going on in my brain. And I've actually worked very hard at this because there's a problem that people have, and I have this affliction, where you think a little faster than you're able to speak. Right?
That's me.
Yeah, you have the same thing.
Why are you looking straight at me, just knowing that?
Well, saying you have the same thing. Because you get a little crossed up sometimes too. It's like,
dude, I got there's like 1,000 words that try to, just try to come out, and they don't come out, and then I'll either mumble, or it's like a freight train, and they're just
crash.
Like this is all the words,
It stops right there. So I've worked very hard at trying to get my mental jujitsu, when I talk, and when I argue with people, when I have conversation, or when people call you out. If you get called out and you really don't know what you're talking about, then that's where you got to be like, you know what? I probably don't know as much as I thought I did. Okay, fair enough. I'm being kind of an asshole. It's going beyond being a dick. You're not charming, funny, or smart anymore. Now you're being an asshole, right? Those are my criteria. If you're going to be a sarcastic guy or a dick, you got to be funny, charming, and you got to be witty. You got to have smarts about you, right? You have to have it backing. I say now, getting older, maybe just leave it all aside. That's why I don't talk very often when you see me out and about in public. People say, why is Jason so quiet? Because you don't want to know
what he's thinking.
What he's actually thinking. And he's trying to be courteous and polite to not say anything. So our first gripe of the day for this week, the PlayMariachi Podcast, what do you have to say for your 7 days of chambeando, playing, gigging, thinking about the last podcast?
Well, I think this has happened to me a lot. This has happened to us a lot as mariacheros. When somebody, of course, we're more than happy to, if somebody wants to come up and sing, cool, come up and sing. But I think you know where I'm going to get at.
I was just thinking. I think I know where he's going with this, and I don't like it either.
So, that's fine, you want to come up and sing, cool, whatever, we'll back you up. But when you get somebody to come up and sing first that doesn't know maybe what key it's going to be in,
pretty bad.
They'll tell you, something like, oh, sí, échame esta canción, ahí donde lo tienes. Well, ahí donde lo tienes may not be in your range.
The same de lo tienes.
So, exactly. So that's one thing. It's really hard. It's really, really bad when somebody comes up and sings and then they look at you like you're in the wrong. Like, dude, you're in the wrong key. No, this is the key that it's recorded in. So I'm sure if you did karaoke or something, it's the same exact key.
Yeah, it's like their guy keys are G.
Or there's the female keys.
D, A, female, F, E, B flat. Maybe if a guy is going to sing an octave lower, B flat for a guy.
Well,
some guys sing an A flat.
Us mariacheros, we know when we can really obviously tell right away. Okay, yeah, if the female's gonna sing it in this song, it's gonna be for instance, si nos dejan for a guy, maybe in re. If you have a high tenor, you're gonna have it in fa, right?
Fa, yeah.
So yeah, maybe in do, like it's recorded. Jose Alfredo recorded it in do,
and he doesn't really sing it in a tenor voice either.
No,
he's singing it in a natural speaking voice, right? Si nos dejan, like it's just like
in do. It's recorded in do. So, and obviously you have a female singing, and you're going to probably do sol, most likely.
Most likely sol.
90% of the time, let's just say sol.
Sometimes maybe E major for a girl that's a little bassier.
Maybe.
That'd be a trip.
But we've heard it all.
We've heard it all.
But anyways, after, besides the key, when they come up, and then they tell you, pero me ayudan por favor con la letra.
Like, oh shit.
You're like, okay, well, if you came up to sing, at least, I don't know, maybe just get your phone or memorize the song or know it, and sing. But when you're looking at the mariachi guy or whoever, following the words,
it's tough.
It's really tough.
You gotta be yourself on an extra level to just humor the person. Mm-hmm. You gotta humor them, right? 'Cause that's one way to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So for people listening, it's like, yeah, man, this last weekend, this guy fucked us all up, and it's like, you gotta humor him at first, right? And the key, that's a problem. Timing is also a problem.
Oh, dude, that's
attitude
the biggest problem.
Yeah, you're like, okay,
that's the biggest problem.
Reset again because he missed his cue. All right.
Especially if it's a bolero ranchero or just your standard ranchera.
Yeah, they missed the phrase.
Even if the guy or female isn't even on time, please, guitarroneros, don't even bother with scales.
Yeah, just stay.
Just C, G, C,
first
G,
and fifth.
D, G, D. Just because, obviously they're not on time. Even the fills for the violins. I mean, my whole point of all of this is that the mariachi, you make a sound terrible. Mm-hmm. Terrible. Right. Completely terrible. And then what happens? What happens when the singer's done? Oh, no, pues no me siguieron, que feo, no.
So you're talking about accompaniment. So when you're with 5 or 6 guys and you got a guy, a paisa who wants to sing, or a girl, it happens both ways, right? And they're not singers, right? Hey, A+ for them trying, first of all. Okay, good. This you want to have your moment to sing, shine. Okay, good, fine. For the mariachi members, it's kind of like, okay, so I know it's painful, but try not to have an attitude, right? Try not to get pissed, right? As long as the guy's not being a jerk about it. And yeah, pay attention, follow, right? Like, okay, and then maybe have someone who is a lead singer. Mm-hmm. Because some of us sing better than others, right? It's just a fact. Go up and try to work with the guy. And then if it goes really badly, okay, that was shit.
Let it go, yeah.
Let it go. It's like, all right, thanks very much. Good. Mm-hmm. Fuck off now. Piss off somewhere. Don't ask for another song. Whoever's leading the group at the time should already be thinking of another song. Mm-hmm. Like, don't just get lost. I've seen leaders here. I don't know why I did this, but
the violin bow. I don't know.
That's it. The fucking violinist. We're drinking. Damn, dude, I'm not even conscious of it, man. I'm making fun of people without even trying. Okay. But yes, the leader, right? Pay attention and get another song in the memory, right? Mm-hmm. Put it on hold. It's like, okay, this is gonna go bad. What are we gonna play next? Something to just make us forget about what we just endured, right?
Yes.
But more often than not, you don't get that foresight, and you're sitting there for another 30 seconds, minute and a half, And now the same guy's coming up. Okay, the next song, and you're like, "Fuck, here we go again." Right? So it pisses you off a little bit, I gather. But how can we help mariachieros out there that have this problem? It's like, try to have a nice humoring attitude, pay attention, focus, accompany the singer. And for people that are not mariachieros, we don't want to discourage them from getting up and having a good time and singing, but some courtesy, right? Because most of the time when a guy gets up there and humiliates himself or herself, they take it out on the group. They get back at the group and like, oh, well, they don't know how to play it, right? I got my dogs wandering in here like little scavengers. They're ruining the podcast. Go downstairs. Go. Milo's a gay dog. So don't let him hump your leg. He might enjoy it a little too much. Come on. Go. Get out. You understand me. See me? Then let's go. He just walks out like a fairy. Anyways, so that's one gripe. What was your other gripe?
My other gripe. This is kind of...
Ooh, is it going to get into dark territory?
This is kind of a sensitive topic, I guess.
For those viewers listening, if you are easily offended or find real talk hard to listen to, please turn away now. Is that a good disclaimer? In 3, 2, 1. Earmuffs, guys. Okay, here we go.
Okay. English songs.
Ooh. What kind of English songs? Like, we talking Beatles or are we talking Tijuana Taxi?
We're talking anything from classical, which was already recorded, from Vargas and all that stuff.
So like
all the way up to
Frank Sinatra, Maná.
Yeah,
they don't sing in English, but there's a couple.
Rock en español.
There's a couple of crossovers. Los Lobos.
We had a Glenn Miller medley.
Los Lonely Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's not really a gripe. I really just want to hear the viewers' opinion on this. Please, guys,
comment below.
Yes, comment. I say yes, mariachi music is obviously universal. You can throw anything at us, we'll play it.
We can.
But
I've played Hotel California with a mariachi group before.
Oh yeah.
And it was badass. They gave us $50.
Margaritaville. I mean, we're talking about any. Hell, I recorded Under the Boardwalk in English and Spanish, man. En un café from Southson under the boardwalk.
It works.
And it worked, and
people buy it.
People buy it.
They eat it up.
That's the difference between going back to Tucson and Phoenix. In Tucson, that's the more crowd you have. You have the Tejano crowd. You have the English crowd.
The snowbirds.
Over here, no hombre, it's pura paisa,
man. Paisa. They don't want to hear that shit.
They don't want to hear that shit. And if they hear that shit, they're going to look at you like, what the hell,
It is Mexicano or no? Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much the attitude.
¿Qué es esto, pues?
They look at you like you're just walked in from another planet, man.
Exactly. Bad. But my question is, and again, comment please. Yes, we can play all this stuff, but do we have to?
Do we have to?
Do we have to? Is there something that we have to prove? Is there something that we have to continue to prove? The Devil Went Down to Georgia, whatever. I mean, is it a standard now that we have to at least know something? Is it because we're trying to appease a crowd? The gringos, or maybe I have no idea. I would really like someone's opinion.
Do you want my opinion?
Well, no, just kidding.
No,
of course I do. I mean, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Okay, so we definitely want you guys to comment, viewers below. Comment on what you think about English versus Spanish versus. Hey, we're speaking English right now. We grew up in the States, man. None of us really, not a whole lot. When you look at the catalog of musicians, it's really split between guys that grew up speaking English in the house and grew up speaking Spanish in the house, or both, right? Mm-hmm. Or one or the other. You got guys that are, in big mariachi groups these days that didn't grow up speaking Spanish in the house. Maybe their abuelita did, maybe their dad did, but, most of they wear Jordans and they speak English and they like fucking Tupac, right? Mm-hmm. That's us. That's who we grew up with.
Even the opera medleys.
Opera.
I heard one of the groups, one of the big groups doing the Brindis song from La Trabatia,
That's right, yeah. Speaking in other languages besides English, right? You got Vargas that do songs in Japanese because they're touring Japan. So it's like, I think that exhibitions are good. I think exhibitions, being able to say, look, this is not just your, backwater Mexican mountain music, right? This is just as high regard as a music genre as classical or jazz. It's just as versatile, if not more, right? Because it's very structured. It takes years to master a certain technique, right? Just for if you're an armonia player, if you're a violin and trumpet, right? It's good. My opinion is, if you can play that, fine. If you can play that, but you cannot play all of the catalog of sones that are out there, there's only so many sones that have been written or recorded up to this point. If you can't play those, and you don't spend time studying those, then there's some serious self-evaluation that needs to go into your standing in the hierarchy of musicians, right? I don't think people like to think of this, but when you play classical violin, and you think, who are the top classical violinists in the country? There's a small list, right? Who are the top classical world-class players in the world? It's a smaller list. Where do you fit in that hierarchy? Maybe you don't fit in anywhere near that hierarchy. Okay, maybe you fit in best in the state. Okay, that seems doable. Best in the city. That's a manageable list, right? So when I think about it, I think about geographically where I live. How well do I play? How many hours do I spend practicing? And what is my depth of knowledge versus people surrounding me in an area, right? Maybe not in the country, because there's fucking badass people out there, man, that will dance circles around you and me.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
Without effort, right? We'll just do I give up at the end of the day? No. It's like, okay, whatever that guy's eating for breakfast, I want to start eating for breakfast, right? Because I have to do whatever it takes, right? I practice jiu-jitsu. Again, am I going to be the best black belt in 7 to 10 years? No, not even close, right? But I'm going to push myself every day that I pick up my instrument, every day that I step on the mat to be the best that I can be, right? So the question is playing all of those arrangements versus not learning original, traditional style of music, is that being the best you can be? I don't think so. I think you're emulating something that other people have achieved, which is fine. It's good. It's like flamenco guitar, right? I started studying flamenco guitar about 6 years ago, and my instructor at the time, she said, okay, if you can play Entre Dos Aguas, Paco de Lucia, right? You can play that. Good. Okay. Play me a compás, just a standard compás. And you're like, huh? What do you mean a standard compás? She's like, play the time. There's a certain beat. It's like, make a cadence with a standard compás in the Phrygian key for A minor. And I'm, yep, done. Okay? So for you guys listening, if you study flamenco guitar, you know that flamenco guitar is a gypsy, Spanish gypsy, highly influenced with Arab influence, right, in Spain. They call it a compás. Right? They have all kinds of flamenco different genres, right? You can play whatever the hottest flamenco thing is, but if you can't play a standard compás or style, then you're like, okay, you're pretending. You're fake, right? You're not really a true flamenco guitarist. If you're playing, I don't know what the shit people are playing these days. If you're
studying Cascabel Part 5 and you're learning a 20-minute solo, please stop. If you don't even know the standard sones, like you said.
If you can't play a standard son veracruzano, and you can't syncopate and you can't modulate between keys, you might want to spend some hours doing that. And once because like the best guys that I've ever met, when they get together and they start jamming, they just start fucking playing off the cuff, and it's like, ooh, what song is that? I'm like, that ain't a song, bro. They're just flowing. They're flowing right now, man. They're gonna go into 7 different keys before they even start singing, man. If you watch this shit, it's gonna be awesome. And they're like, oh, how the fuck do you do that? And it's like, you need to study and study and study every day the basics, and then you're gonna get it, right? And then when you start playing those complicated arrangements, it's not as hard. You're not sitting there like down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. You're like, oh fuck, forget all of that, all right? What is the cadence, right? What is the cadence? And people who don't study music, they're like, I don't know what a cadence is. It's like, okay, A cadence is a phrase of music with a certain tempo and a certain theme. Sonata, in Beethoven, there are cadences in each form of his 3-part sonata. They're like, huh? Like, fuck. All right. So,
all right.
We're not going anywhere here. Just play what I play, bro. Play what I play. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be good. And then, that's fine. I get a little frustrated, but if I tell them that, if I tell a student this, and they say, "Ooh, what does that mean? I want to learn that. Mm-hmm. Tell me what that means." Then I'm like, "Yes,
cool,
fuck yeah." If I tell them that and they blow me off, I'm like, "All right, there's another lost cause." Mm-hmm. It's gonna be another dude just jamming out for the rest of his life, and he might be awesome, he might be good, but he'll never be as much as he or she could be, right? It's not being your best, mm-hmm. right?
That's a lot what we see here.
In Phoenix.
We're
back to Phoenix.
Yeah, we're back to Phoenix.
You bloody Phoenix people. Driving us to drink, you mad.
We see a lot of talented people. I mean, I've run into a lot of talented people. But, and it's just that they play so good, but on paper, it's a different story. It's more like, they just play the notes. Just... There's no life. There's no life.
And most of the guys are first, if not directly from Mexico. It's like, where's that sabor? That, mm-hmm. It's supposed to be close to the root, right? Mm-hmm. Where is it? Interesting. You know what I feel like I'm going to get called out? I'm going to be like, why don't you start writing, making arrangements? I've been actually stressing about this a little bit. I'm like, if I had to, out of necessity, could I start just writing arrangements? And I'm like, maybe. I could try. Mm-hmm. I have a piano. I have a guitar. I'm like, okay, I could probably do this. It's making me a little nervous. Mm-hmm. It's like, what if they suck?
Yeah, no, it's, man, perfect example. I heard a group here on my Facebook feed.
You have been sending me videos of the most horrid performances I've ever heard in my life. And maybe we should do like a side video where we just listen to some of these things and people can be like, because no kidding. There's a guy who I work with. He's a Caucasian guy. He plays in like a rock 70s cover band, right? So mm-hmm. he has an ear for music. And I showed him like Nuevo de Cariclan, some of their latest shit.
Yeah.
And like I showed him some Cobre shit. And he's like, this is how good this can sound? And mm-hmm. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then I showed him some stuff playing with a symphony. And like Steve getting his opera voice on, right? And he's like, damn, that's really good. I was like, and this was maybe a month or two ago. And the shit you've been sending me, I sent him a couple of those videos of the people here in Phoenix, right? The ones you said, this is the group in Phoenix. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And so I sent it to him. Because he's been asking me, he's like, why isn't that here? It's a big city. What's the big deal? Like, okay.
No, this is why.
I was like, listen to this. I was like, he's like, that can't be real. I'm like, that is no kidding a real group in this city that we work in who got paid to play that.
Yeah, I sent you three different groups.
Three different groups. And this guy thought, man, that is a travesty. That's horrible. And I'm like, this is why when you ask me how do I feel about running a group or starting some shit, like this is what I'm up against. Because people are getting paid to do this. Mm-hmm. So we got to be really outlandish and really good. If someone says it goes against logic, you'd be like, well, all you got to do is just be just as better than them. It's like, no, we have to show this city a whole new side of what music could really be for them to actually get it and be like, yeah, I don't think I want to. And then, in all fairness, that means we're taking away work from other people. I don't know how people are going to react to that. Are people going to be like, fuck, maybe I need to check myself and get in there, or are we going to get people that are going to throw us some shade, right?
Well, we're probably going to get both, but we're hoping that somebody says, oh, it's a wake-up call, like
oh, shit, we let our guard down. Yeah. Jason and Miguel are here. We came to fuck shit up and party. I love that saying. So when I was playing in Tapatio, I had the two boys. I call them boys. They're fucking like 23 and 24 years old. But I knew them when they were like this big, right? They're little kids, right? When I was going to college, and then they start playing with us. It's amazing, right? And so every time we go into a gig where it's like, all right, this is gonna, those good gigs where people are educated, they have money, they appreciate good music, they're going to call good songs, they're going to respond. Maybe there's a hot chick on the side. You're like, okay, I got something good to look at while I'm playing, right?
Yeah.
That's very chauvinist. Sorry, I'm not a progressive. And I would always tell the boys, I'm like, we came to party and fuck shit up. I don't know why, but with that kind of chingon attitude, we always play better. Why? Because they're not thinking about, how am I gonna play? They're just having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
They're just having fun, man. And that's really what this is that, yes, we get paid. Yes, there is an economy. There's a profession to playing mariachi music, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's about fun, right? If you're in the middle of a 2-hour gig and you're thinking, I'm getting paid, I don't know. You know more about that than I do because I don't fucking deal with it anymore. I just don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, of course you have fun, but you have your professionalism first. Don't goof off like a lot of like just like one of the topics that brought up on our last podcast about our like payasadas.
That's what I was gonna talk about. So you see, the podcast is developing a flow here, guys. We're getting deep. See, tequila does its work. Professionalism, your traje, your attitude, your mannerisms. Mm-hmm. So for you, if you're going to be a professional mariachero playing for money regularly, consistently, what do you expect of your compañeros? What do you expect of the group and how they look, how they present, how they keep their traje and all that?
The same way that the big companies, when you have to have a certain uniform, the same expectations. Yeah. You're representing your company. You're representing obviously your group.
You have a brand.
Mm-hmm.
You have a personal brand. So that means don't show up with your belly hanging out, right? If you're going to show up like that, then make sure you park in the back of the parking lot, get your shit together. Because I'll do that sometimes. I'm rushing from work to one gig to home to this. So I'll be changing in the middle of a car, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'll show up like that. And it's like I park in the back where nobody can see me. And I get my shit together, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go, right? No one saw me. If you guys saw me, hey, you guys are part of this. It's no big deal. So the traje. So we had a question about how often do you change your traje?
Like buy a new one.
Like buy a new one, wash it, upkeep. Mm-hmm. Like there's 3 parts to a basic traje. There's your chaleco, there's the vest, and then there's your pants, right? So I don't know.
The 4th, the botonadura.
The plata. So you got to keep that button shiny and clean and together, not all falling off and everything.
Strings hanging out, whatever. Even if you have a greca, a traje with greca with a leather stitching, you don't want to have strings hanging out.
Yeah. So how long does it go? Because I have a black traje that I have not changed in maybe 6 years. I've just been dry cleaning it, washing it, and I need to get a new one.
ASAP. I'm just kidding. No,
Very
I haven't
quickly.
seen it.
It's really bad. You know what? I'm dreading it because I'm like, I didn't have time to get a new one before this next gig, and so I'm like, it's gonna be Jason's gonna be that guy.
I don't know if there's a standard, of how often you need to order a new one or whatever. I mean, obviously, first it depends how often you use it.
Yeah.
2, how clean you keep it. Like dry cleaning it, washing it, however you keep your traje clean, your buttons, making sure that none of them are falling off or missing or whatever.
Right.
So it all depends on how you take care of it. Because I've seen people, this last traje before I just got a new one. The one before it I had for 5 years, and actually it wasn't bad. I started getting a hole right here on the sleeve from the guitarron, just rubbing, boom, boom. My plata stayed good. My pants stayed, clean. The jacket started getting worn out, I guess, a little bit. But it all depends how often you use it. Here in the summer heat, it
deteriorates.
It deteriorates quick.
Yeah,
quick. So I don't know if there's a standard for it. I would say at least at the minimum. We'd say at least every 3 years, depending how. If you play with a group that you guys have different trajes, cool. Then I'm sure that's gonna last you way longer. But the standard traje is the black traje. You go help out other groups or your own group or whatever, and if that's the only traje you have, I would say at least 3 years. Like no more than 3 years.
Get a new one.
Get a new one.
I'm overdue for a new one. It's really bad. I'm a little spoiled, man, because I was with I guess you could call them kind of a show group, right? So we had 2 or 3 different trajes that we would use throughout the year. And so mine stayed in pretty good wear and condition until I left, and all I'm wearing is black. And a year in the Phoenix heat, and now it's all of a sudden it's like I can see through it almost, man.
Botines is another one. Yeah. Change them every year. I buy myself a new pair every year. Yeah. Why? They get the nasty fold right, the crease right here.
It looks awful.
I mean, people show up like they just look like they just took a piss on them last night. They didn't wipe them down, or they threw up everywhere, or whatever. You know, as charros, how we can be sometimes.
Yeah, we can be.
But I would say at least definitely botines. Change them every year. White shirts. You're another. The important thing. Your shirts, white shirts. They're cheap,
Yeah, they're gonna get dirty.
Oh, they're gonna get all dingy,
you're gonna get rings around the collar. You're gonna get rings in your pits, man. You're playing for hours. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get stanky.
Change those, please. As often as you can.
So keep your uniform up to date. I agree with everything you said. So when you are forming a group and you got to buy a traje that you're only gonna wear with that group, we have reached a moment of contention. People don't want to shell out $500 just for a group. They're like, I'm in this for money, bitch. I gotta buy a traje. What's going on here? It's like, how do you feel about that? That's tough. That's tough to negotiate.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna play with a concert style group, it's a must. Don't complain. Yeah. You obviously got invited to play with a concert group,
right?
You got to look the part like
Take
everybody else.
Take some appreciation for the fact that they asked you to join them, right?
Exactly.
It means you bring a certain amount of value to their group. So, some people have the opposite attitudes. Like, well, you asked me to join, so how come I got to? Like,
you don't just take. It's like in life. You don't just take. You give. And it's like
exactly.
You're gonna get. Guys, think about it. Us as mariacheros. Everything that we purchase, our strings, our instruments, our trajes, all our accessories, we're paying ourselves back by doing these gigs.
Right.
I mean, it is easy money. It
really is
easy money. Like boom, boom, boom. You're coming back. You're getting paid back for what you love to do,
and you can deduct it if you're going to do the right thing. Claim it on your taxes. You can deduct every dollar you spend. That's what I'm going to have to do this year. I'm going to have to itemize. But if you're gigging every weekend, you're making bank, right? Some people, that's a touchy subject now. We're venturing into a whole other thing with the fucking IRS. It's like,
Well, we're talking, we don't have to talk about any of that stuff. That's like director stuff. That's where the director comes in, and then that's his decision on who he's going to
parse out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think what we're talking about here is, it may seem like, a big amount of money, to dish out for a traje, but think about the trajes you get, man. There's some pretty nice trajes out there,
nice.
Man. I've seen a lot of groups, on Facebook and on YouTube or whatever. They have really nice. I'm like, damn, I wish I had that traje. Shit, I wish I played with that group.
So that brings us to another question: is elaborance, right? I saw an all male group with a full decked out pink set of Greca Plata trajes. What do you think about getting really crazy with the colors and really flamboyant with some of the choices that you can make with a traje?
Well, in this day of age, there's really nothing that we can do, man. If you want to buy a hot pink traje or I don't know if I have no idea. That's a really sensitive.
That's sensitive. Yeah,
sensitive subject.
It's fine. I'm not trying to be prejudiced, right? But I see that and I think that is interesting. That definitely catches some attention, right? And it's like it's like again with the sound, right? You have the sound and then you have the look. It's like, do you want to be the group with the pink trajes? Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying, what is that?
Well, I mean, I've seen female mariachi groups,
right, with
regular pants, the traje pants.
Yeah. Some guys don't like that.
No, some guys don't like that.
That's like that's not a female.
Yeah,
they get the machista.
The tradition.
They get the machista thing going, and I'm
exactly.
like, hey, look, if the girls want to wear pants, the girls can wear pants, man. She can probably play better than you can, anyways, man. So just chill, just take it, all right? Yeah. So we've covered traje. What was another topic we were going to talk about? The payments, the economy. This was a question posted on one of our previous podcasts by one of our longtime followers. What do you do when you've been playing for 30, 40, 60 years, right? And you don't have health insurance, or you don't have money to take care of yourself when you get... Oh, because not for nothing, guys, but the musician lifestyle is taxing. Mm-hmm. It ages you just a little bit. I think there's enough... If you're healthy, if you eat well, you don't drink too much of this shit, you're going to live pretty well.
No, yeah, you can drink this, a lot of this, and live pretty well.
Don't listen to that guy.
No, I've been empty. And
you can finish the rest of it.
Fast.
It's all yours.
Gracias, brother.
So, the money, the economy, what do you think about that? I mean, it is kind of easy money. When I was in high school, I used to think when I took a gig, I'm like, I could work for 5 to 6 hours at my job at Office Max and not make the money that I'm going to make just playing 2 hours at most for just a regular gig. Uh-oh, we got the dogs. Don't ruin the podcast, dogs.
I think mainly, yeah, it's a quick buck right when you're starting, but long term, yeah, when you're ready to retire and stuff.
It's tough.
What do you do?
Did you save up all that money?
No, I mean, I just think, obviously, you just gotta... Yeah, I mean, you gotta... I don't know, you gotta invest in something.
Right.
You gotta invest in something, or have another little part-time job or
right.
a full-time job, and, Monday through Friday job, and then work on the weekends. I have,
That's one thing that I think most of us do is we'll have... Well, this is the other thing, too, is that a lot of us, most of our peer group, are going, and this is some of the positive stuff about mariachi music, especially in Tucson and the Chongos, is scholarship to go to school. Mm-hmm. You guys, I can't stress how important that is, to your future. When you play in a high school group and they offer you money to pay for food, books, and alcohol, not alcohol, but mostly alcohol in college, right? Scholarship helps a lot. And so I've seen a lot of high-profile guys that are out there Carranza and several other people that never even continued playing, right? That started playing in Tucson or other places, and it was a fun thing to keep them out of trouble. They got scholarship, gave them a skill set,
like sports,
exactly, and they have professional careers now, right? And that drive, that discipline, helped them to get there. But then you have guys like us that are still in the life, right? And we're working, and when I play 4 or 5 hours in a weekend, I'll save the money, I'll pay a bill, I'll pay a car payment. If I'm all caught up and I don't feel like saving, and it's okay, but time to buy some more Lego. Fuck it. I've been eyeing some crazy shit and I want to spend it, so let's go get it, right? So most of us have day jobs. For those that don't, if you are in a show group and you're touring the country, you can't keep a fucking day job. There's just no way to do it, right? I know in California, you can pretty much make close to what we make with a regular day job, just playing gigs, right? But then you got to deal with taxes, right? You got at the end of the year, you got to pay some of that back. And if you didn't think about that, and you don't have medical insurance, you're going to be in a tight spot, right? I don't quite know. Professional musicians have unions, managers. They take care of all of that shit. They don't have to worry about it. But mariachi, I don't know if we want it to go that route.
No,
I don't want to have to go through some manager who doesn't play an instrument to book my own gigs, right? There's benefit in it. I know if you're in New York or Florida, those guys are union. There's benefit in it because you guaranteed a certain rate. You're guaranteed per diem. You're guaranteed a lot of stuff, and so it's good for them there, right? But
so there's been a mariachi strike before?
I know, right? A union strike, a union mariachi strike. I don't think so, but that is the fear, right? So if you're playing for a group and you want to go play with your hometown group and your manager is you can't do that. You can't work with a non-unionized musician. It's well, who the fuck are you to tell me what I can do or not do? It's well, I'm the guy that gets your checks coming, so I guess I get to tell you whatever I want, right?
Yeah.
It's touchy.
Yeah, I'd say for... mariacheros that just maybe that are our age and that's all they do, that's all you do is is just do the mariachi. You play funerals during the week and whatever parties during the week, and then you have your regular chambas, maybe you have plantas, but of course we get most of the work on the weekends.
The planta, on the weekend.
I would say definitely try to invest in something, or
put some money in a 401k.
Definitely just something, because if that's all you're gonna do the rest of your life, I mean, There's no pension. There's no mariachi pension.
There's no retirement unless you save some of it.
Yeah. That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good answer.
So, save your money, guys.
Save your money.
I think the video just died.
Oh, no.
No. That sucks. Well, if the video died, I'm just going to have to edit the rest of it. Sorry, guys. By the way, we do have a Patreon account on the YouTube page if you guys want to donate and help us buy some better equipment so that however long we haven't been on video. Jesus Christ.
Nice going, buddy.
Nice job, asshole. I gotta tell you guys, it's been a rough couple of weeks. It's been a rough month. We've been trying to wrangle in some guys to play a restaurant. Been working, been playing gigs. Well, this guy's been playing gigs. So I guess we could talk about whatever now, man. The iTunes. We gotta submit this to iTunes. Some of the feedback I got when I posted this out was, is it on iTunes? Apparently iTunes is the spot to listen to podcasts. And iTunes doesn't really have video. They just have audio.
The audio, okay.
So I'm going to work on that a little bit. And I guess this is it for the Play Mariachi Podcast, man. Jesus Christ.
Until next time, guys.
Until next time.
Until Jason remembers here to charge his video camera.
To charge the batteries? Oh, man. Sorry for the production lack of quality on this one, man. This is what happens when you drink tequila, man. You forget to check the batteries. Shit goes sideways.
Play mariachi.
Play mariachi. I would really like to make what we used to call sweepers. Mm-hmm. So at the beginning of a podcast, you could have maybe just like a guitarron or a group just playing like dun 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 dun, just a standard something. Well, we gotta record it.
Play mariachi.
Play Steve. Anyways, man, we'll wrap this podcast up. Thanks for coming on again in the hot Phoenix fucking heat out here.
Oh my god, when's it gonna cool down?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking about moving to Dallas. Fuck all this shit.
Hey, to all our viewers, please, submit your questions, give us your feedback. We definitely want your feedback. Whether it's good or bad. We're men. We take it.
We'll take it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go that far. Fuck that.
He said it, not me.
I did not say that. That was Miguel. There's no video to prove it. All right, man. Well, okay. So check us out on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook at Play Mariachi. We got a Facebook page there. We'll be updating it every week when we do this. When we play gigs, we'll be posting videos of our performances up there. We got about 5 solid guys that are about to... 5 solid guys. We got about 5 solid musicians. Fuck. That are going to be playing with us here in Phoenix. And...
you might want to edit that out.
I'm not editing shit out, man.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It's going to be hilarious.
That's funny.
And we're going to see if we can't reunite some of our Tucson and Phoenix cousins, man.
Yeah.
And after doing this podcast, I realized we have more lineage in common than I actually realized, man.
We do.
And hopefully we can stop bashing each other,
and we could gap the bridges.
Let the healing begin. Let the healing and the warm, fuzzy feelings begin as we try to mend all of the wounds between Tucson and Phoenix. Jesus, I sound gay. Okay. It's all good, guys. I'm just fucking around. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. You guys have a lovely rest of the week, and we'll see you guys again at the next Play Mariachi Podcast.
Peace, guys.
Peace.